Hey everybody, welcome back to Guns and Gadgets, the premier source for Second Amendment news. We are primed for a historic landmark decision in favor of the Second Amendment from the Supreme Court, and there's a lot of evidence pointing at that. I want to just take a couple moments here today to tell you about the amount of support on the side of the Second Amendment that has shown up in the form of amicus briefs in the case of the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association, where obviously New York is violating the Second Amendment, and it's not just New York, there's a few other states. But if this case, when this case is decided, oral arguments will be this fall in the Supreme Court. When this case is decided, it is going to be huge. And the question is, how specific will they word the decision when it comes down, as far as how much more the tentacles will reach in resetting things on our side. The anti-gunners are already preparing for this, and they're saying that this could kill the gun control, or the common sense gun control movement, and it should be killed. So I am going to show you a website here. This is the Supreme Court's website, and I'll have a link for it in the description. But I want you to know that there is a lot of support coming in on the side of the Second Amendment. There's obviously some support coming in on the anti-gunner side, but there is a considerable amount more showing up for our side. And what does this case look to do? Well, it's challenging New York's May issue law. Basically, you have to prove that you're so special and that you're at such risk in New York that they'll, be the good kings and queens and tyrants and reward you with the ability to carry a firearm to protect yourself. Just the Second Amendment is not good enough in and of itself. You have to be really special, or if you're a celebrity or a judge, then they'll take care of you that way too. But this case will affect the May issue states, and I always get asked what are the May issue states, so I'm going to tell you, and I write it down because I can't remember all of these states at once. So in addition to New York, you have California, obviously, Connecticut, Delaware, we have Hawaii, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Jersey, and Rhode Island, depending on how you get your permit in Rhode Island. In Rhode Island, you can go to the local PD, and the chief may or may not be one who issues a lot. But if you go through the Attorney General's office, then it is a May issue, and the AG doesn't really give them out to out-of-state people. So those of you who live around Rhode Island, you know what I'm talking about. So those are the states that are May issue, and this will affect those states. And in theory, I don't want to put all my eggs in a basket and get ahead of the game, but the Supreme Court would not have taken up this case if they weren't going to address it, because if you're following this case, New York, the district level court sided with New York, the appellate court sided with New York, and I believe it was unanimous as well. So for the Supreme Court to take the case means they have a problem with the way the ruling has been done. Otherwise, they would have just remanded it back and it would have been done. But they didn't. And because they didn't, the Bloombergs, the Soroses, and the like, the Everytowns, the Moms Demand, the big city mayors groups, they're very worried about it, which is why I think you're seeing a lot of the rush right now to impose things like stabilizing brace bands, ghost guns, or 80% lowers and stuff like that. It has a lot to do with it, because if we can get it in federally, well, then New York's law doesn't really matter until people can challenge the federal law, and it buys them time. So I'm going to run down a list of a couple big amicus briefs. I haven't read all of them because some of them are 25 pages, and those are the short ones. But in that link I have down below, you'll be able to read all these. There is one from 176 Republican members of the House of Representatives. Now there's 211 Republicans in the House, but only 176 sign their name to it. But it's still, there's a lot for them to sign their name to an amicus brief that's going before the Supreme Court. And that effort was led by Claudia Tenney. You have 26 senators that have submitted an amicus brief, and that was led by Senator Ted Cruz. You have ones from the Second Amendment Foundation, Gun Owners of America, the Gun Owners Foundation, the Heller Institute, Dick Heller, Firearms Policy Coalition, Firearms Policy Foundation, the NRA, the California Rifle and Pistol Association, the San Diego Gun Owners. There's a ton of different groups in different states. DC Project. Governor Abbott in Texas submitted his own with his attorney, obviously. That's how big this thing is. This will be a landmark case in favor of the Second Amendment. I feel it in my bones. Everybody I'm talking to that is kind of in the know, you never really know unless you're in the chamber, but everybody who I know that has some type of connection is saying, yes, this is going to be a victory, or expecting a victory. You never know until it happens, but all the writing is on the wall. So I just wanted to maybe give you all some good news. It's not often we put out good news because it's a Second Amendment channel, and the Second Amendment's always under attack. But we do have some solid victories, and they really can't pass much this year as long as the filibuster remains. We're good to go. I also want to remind everybody, if you're going to be in Houston for the NRA annual meetings, the TGC panel is going to be held that same time. I will be there, and I hope to see you there. We'll have more information about that as it moves forward and things get announced, but I just want to keep that on your radar. And until we see each other again, be safe, stay vigilant, carry your weapon. Thank you so much for being a part of this channel. If you're a subscriber, thank you. If you watch and you're one of those, the 40% of people who don't subscribe, consider hitting that subscribe button. It helps the channel out, and I would really appreciate it. Because the YouTube game is always played, especially with channels like this. So thank you all, and I already said it, but I'll say it again. Be safe, stay vigilant, and carry your weapon. And get some training in you. Take care, everybody.